Hello and welcome to the MacMo's Daily Vlog. This is Jay and Gary, and today's news is...
Well, we're shuffling along. The price of the iPod Shuffle is now down to $49.
Now this brings it more in line with the other devices similar to the Shuffle. There's been a whole bunch of them that have come out, anywhere from $30 to $70, really.
Right. I looked on Best Buy and all the major electronic sites, and basically now that brings the iPod Shuffle exactly in line with the pricing.
And there's two iPod Shuffles now. There's the $49 1 gig one, and the $69 2 gig version, which is a new version. There's never been a 2 gig version before. Now, actually, I've never owned an iPod Shuffle because I have a large iPod and an iPhone, so I've never needed one. But,
well, see, now, in my case, is what I know that it's a good piece of technology if I pass it by my wife and then she holds on to it and never lets me play with it again.
There you go.
So she absolutely loves her Shuffle. She goes, it's the thing that she takes to walk the dog, it's the thing that she takes to work in the yard, it's the thing that she takes to the grocery store.
For sure.
Just clips it right on, has, you're not going to listen to your whole music collection on any particular trip.
Now, my daughter, who's only 5, has a knockoff, has a Colby MP3 player, which cost me, I think it was like $32, $35. Basically the same as an iPod Shuffle, except at the time I think the cheapest iPod Shuffle was $79. And so I wasn't going to get her a $79 thing to listen to her music. I just wanted her to have something that she could use. So I got her this $30 thing. The sound quality is horrible. The actual quality of the component itself is horrible. The battery life's horrible, and the little wire that connects the headphone in is just horrible. Right. The whole thing is just horrible, and it barely works, and it's barely acceptable to a 5-year-old, which gives an idea of the quality. So I'm looking forward to actually spending the $49 at her upcoming birthday and getting her an iPod Shuffle to replace.
Well, I mean, they used to charge $20 just for the earbuds.
Well, that's true, yeah. So this will be good, and of course the quality's going to be that much better. There's not going to be any issues. There's going to be any problems with it. Now, one of the problems I had with the Colby was, of course, I had a lot of iTunes music that I purchased for her that was protected by iTunes. Now she'll be able to use it. I'm not happy about that solution. I'm not happy about the fact that I had to eventually go get her an iPod so she could hear this iTunes protected music. I should have bought the music on CD or in a format that was not DRM'd. But anyway, that problem will go away once I have this Shuffle for her. So,
as will DRM eventually.
Oh, I wish it would. And you know what? iTunes is lagging. It's lagging behind them. And Amazon's already got all their stuff, no DRM. There's a lot of other options out there for no DRM. And now iTunes kind of made a step towards, having some DRM-free music at a higher price, and then stopped. And there's still tons of DRM stuff out there. And it's just, I hate it.
Yep.
I can't play it in my car. The only player I have that is a MP3 player that's non-DRM is my car stereo, which will play MP3 CDs. I can't use that with anything I buy at iTunes. So I haven't bought anything at iTunes now in months. I've just bought the CDs or bought from non-DRM sources.
Right. Yeah, actually, if you look at my collection, I think there's probably less than 2 albums that are iTunes AACs.
Right. So, I mean, I think I'd love to use the iTunes store. It's much nicer, and despite the fact that iTunes still has not featured any MacMo's podcast in the iTunes directory, I like it as a music store.
Not to get off on a rant or anything, but it is
always on a rant.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I ran into the invalid address error in the iTunes music store buying music.
The one that I got on Apple TV writing a movie.
Yeah,
you have to reset the state apparently as the key. So that's pretty much of a sophomore software error. It's like, what the hell? I mean, do they have like interns working on this stuff? I mean, come on, that shouldn't happen. And if it did happen, it should be like the first one that happened. An alert should go off that there was this problem happening, and somebody would have gotten in there and fixed it like in minutes. Instead of lasting days. As far as I know, it still happens.
I noted this in my blog, but do you realize that now with the iPod Shuffle being under $50, that you can give it to a public official as a gift?
Well, that's really interesting.
You have a councilman that you want to influence?
You can give them a shuffle with your podcast message on it.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, I think maybe that's why they lowered it to that price. With the elections coming up, I think
season, yeah.
we figured it out. We cracked the code. All right, so let's all run out and buy shuffles. See you tomorrow.
Guys.
Bye.